Is that okay?
At the same time, you're pretty though.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, you are tall.
Yeah, I don't know. I just the only ones that sound. You know what I'm really more nervous about? You know, I feel like I have a micro penis, man. I just feel like it's small. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. What the? Oh shit, idiot. Wow.
Oh, you watch the videos?
Yeah, I literally know you too. Like, that's the thing. Like,
Did you bring condoms with you?
I did. That's the problem.
Can you hold it up?
I mean, but
And what size is that?
I get the large, but yeah. I'm gonna just have to accept, you know, going to prison. You know, I'm gonna just take it like that. You know, like my life is over. It's done.
And what about like your friend circle and inner circle? How was their reaction to it?
I don't really have any friends anymore, which is normal after that type of situation. I even had thoughts of not even like continuing my existence.
Is someone else in the room with you?
My mom basically just came out like the shower or whatever.
Oh, okay.
You posted him on if you really wanted to help him, why didn't you just talk to him instead of posting him?
I wasn't there to help him. Thank God it was us, because had that been a real 13-year-old, your son wouldn't be in your home right now with you.
I hear you, but look, I want this to be over with because it's hell.
Today, we're gonna be doing something that has never been done in YouTube social media pred catching history. And we are about to interview a pred that we caught almost 2 years ago. This is the only guy out of all the over 100 people I've caught that I felt the worst about. Like, I genuinely felt bad about it, you know what I mean? But obviously it had to be done because the chat logs were disgusted and he came to meet a 13-year-old girl. And it was this video right here. I caught a fan trying to meet a 13-year-old. And even if you read the comment section, a bunch of people in the comment section were saying the same thing, like, bro really threw his life away, man, this one made me feel bad, all of that. And if you haven't seen the episode, I recommend you guys go see it, and you guys to see why kind of so many people had that same sentiment. Even I did. I said, this one's really sad, yada yada yada. He had emailed me a while ago. I was like, yo, would you be down to have an interview? And he agreed. He wants to show that he's changed for the better. Not every predator you catch is gonna get life, you feel me? They need to change. If they're gonna be back in our streets, we want the best, that they actually change, so that way our kids are safe in the future. Without any further ado, I'm about to call him up right now. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share. If this one does good, I'm thinking we could take this to another level. And one of the worst people I caught, I would be down to go to the prison and do a in-person interview with them. So if that's something you guys would be interested in, spam W's in the chat and let's get this video to 45,000 likes. All right, let's get it. Hello, Obie?
Hey, what's up, Jen? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you mind turning on your camera?
My camera? Oh, yeah, sure.
Bet.
Yeah, I'm not looking my best right now, actually, but
What's good, Obie, man? I appreciate you being
What's
down
up,
to do this interview, man.
yeah, for sure, bro.
Obviously, we all know what happened in the past. The video's almost at 6 million views. How old were you when you had came to the house to do what you came to do?
I was 21. Yeah, I was 21.
You're 21. And how old are you now?
22.
22, okay. So you're 22, like freshly turned 22 or about to turn 23?
About to turn 23 next month.
Just to put out there, because I do have my skeptics, was any of this scripted, planned, anything like that?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't scripted or planned. Just, you know, a dumb, decision I made one day. I own up to my mistake completely. And, yeah.
I really respect the fact that you were man enough to like do this interview, man, especially after the fact, because it's one thing doing an interview after being caught, but this is going on 2 years after. So for you guys that don't know, this is Obie. He was, I would say, probably like one of my first 10 to 15 catches. When Obie was 21, he had came to meet our 13-year-old decoy at our house by herself. So, you know, I don't want to beat around the bush, man. I kind of want to get into it. So it's been 2 years. Before I get into what was your mindset going into it, I guess I want to ask, because you weren't arrested, right?
I was.
Okay, you got detained, yeah, but
Yeah, I got detained, yeah.
yeah, okay, but they didn't follow up through it, right?
Not that I know of.
No. So did any HPD officers get in contact with you after the fact?
No, actually, we didn't. Well, actually, no, actually, yeah, for sure. There was one that came to my house. You know what I mean? Just basically said, you know, that you know you can't be doing that. You know,
Okay, so they gave you what, a warning?
kind of sort of thing, yeah. And so I just made sure to just learn from my mistake and never do that weird stuff again. Honestly,
So
you
they
know.
came. How soon after the night you got caught? How soon after did the police come to follow up with you?
Maybe like a few days after the catch, I think,
After the catch?
or
Hey,
like
if you don't mind,
yeah,
can you leave
or
real quick
two.
and then join back in? Like it's like a little like delayed. Just leave and join back into the call.
Okay, for sure, for sure.
Wow. So they actually showed up to his house to tell him not to do that again. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Man, so like following the right after aftermath of everything, like before we posted the video, what all happened? What was going through your mind? What were you thinking? What were your parents saying? What was your family? What were the people around you saying? Like before the video got posted, what was going on then?
Yeah. So before the video got posted, they were just kind of like once they figured out that what I'd done, they were like, "Yo, we didn't even raise you to do this type of weird thing like this," and they were just in shock. But they still showed that they like still loved me, but they were very disappointed. And honestly, like my mom, honestly was like, because I live with my mom currently. Like my dad would have fucking probably beat me. Well, actually, no, he wouldn't have beat me. That's a stretch. But main thing is that my parents were just not. They don't tolerate that type of weird stuff. You know what I mean? My mom wasn't okay with it. My dad wasn't okay with it. My brother wasn't okay with it. They definitely still showed that they still love me and that they hope that I just learn from it, not to do something weird like that again. No, that's the main thing.
And what about like your friend circle and inner circle? How was their reaction to it?
Oh yeah, my friend circle and like the people that I saw in the comments that I had gone to high school with, or some of them that I had went to college with. I saw also in college. They were just like, "Dang man, like they were just in shock that I was even capable of even doing that." I don't really have any friends anymore, really, which is normal after that type of situation. But then again, I'm also very like to myself anyway, so I don't really like talk to people anyway. I don't have friends. I never really had friends, to be fair. Like now I think about it. So, but I mean, I did have a friend circle, but it was more like I was just kind of to my like after that situation, I haven't really been talking to anybody or friends or anything like that. So
Yeah. So you
yeah.
currently don't have any friends right now, and then the friends you did have, did they reach out to you to say that what you did was messed up, or did they just cut ties completely?
To be fair, I never really like even talked to them like that. Like so we didn't really like talk to each other enough for them to have even reached out to me. You know what I mean? Even before I got caught, essentially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's get into it. This is 2 years after the fact, right?
Yes, sir.
What possessed you as a 21-year-old to be like, you know what?
Hmm.
I want to go and meet up with this 13-year-old girl and have sex. What possessed you to because I have the chat logs right here. When she
Yeah.
first told you how old she was,
Yeah.
you said, "Damn, you're a minor. I didn't know." And
Yeah.
then she was like, "What do you mean?" And you said, "Like your age is young." Oh, that's bad. And he's like, "I mean, I guess not if you don't think so." So
Right.
why after she told you she was 13 did
Mhm.
you keep on entertaining it?
I really don't even know myself, to be honest, because I never even attempted to even like do anything like that before. You know what I mean? I never like the only person that I actually have met up with was 19, and so that was like the only person I ever met up with before that incident. It was me trying to attempt to meet someone this age, right? And so it's like, dang, how did I even like get to this point? You know what I mean? But what made me do it? Dude, I guess it was just one of those situations where maybe I felt like within myself, maybe that was the because I felt like maybe I was being lazy, you know what I mean, and then actually attempting to actually make real like connections or real friends. I just maybe was on this chat site, came across this one person that I assumed was I don't even know what usually I guess on the chat IB it just usually says like 18 or whatever, right? Or like that's the lowest age option. So once I gave my number, it was like that's whenever they told me they were 13, and I was like, damn, I really shouldn't talk to them anymore. And so there was a point where I guess I was trying to avoid talking to them
but they would like sometimes they would say hey to me, and then I would just say hey back. But and then eventually I guess I just caved in to just say whatever I said in the chat logs, you know.
You know, when you say caved in, like I would say caving in would be like if the decoy was like, hey, do you want to meet up? Do you want to meet up? Do you want to meet up? But I'm looking through this because like it was 2 years ago, so I'm like reminding myself, you're the one who initiated wanting to meet up. You said, hey, want to meet up someday.
Exactly. That
So did you cave in? So you can't say you caved in because of the decoy. So what made you cave in yourself to do that?
Yeah. So like basically, see, it's been so long, I don't even remember the incident that much. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to like really think because I really don't. It's been a while. What made me even like nothing could actually make me. Nothing could be a reason for me to do something like that because it's obvious. Like I obviously matured since that situation. Like. And so I know that is just wrong. Like I know it's even more wrong now, like than before. Like before, I was just like, I guess I was a little too nonchalant about it. I didn't really like think too much of it. I guess at the time.
Did you tell yourself like this is wrong?
I think within myself, I was like, yo, this is something's not right about this. Like this is definitely wrong. Yeah, I think I was like, something doesn't feel right about this. But even now, now that it's gone viral and that I've actually had to take accountability for it. You know what I mean? And it being my first time actually attempting to even do something like that. You see what I'm saying? I had to like really, I just matured since then. You know what I mean? I think it's really a case of really just maturing, you know? I had to really mature from that situation.
When the video was posted, and like it really like started picking up, how often would you get like recognized out and about?
Almost all the time, kind of. You know what I mean? Like mainly from like peers, people that were like around my age. You know what I mean?
Would they come up to you and say anything, or would you just see them kind of pointing?
Honestly, I mean, sometimes they would. You could just tell. I could just tell whenever they would like know, essentially. But I haven't really had that much encounters much because I won't even go out anymore, or I don't even step out anyway. So I only go out. The only time I really go out is whenever I go to work. That's about it. So I don't go. I don't.
Do you still work at the grocery store?
Yeah, I do actually. I still currently work.
Okay, so the video didn't affect your job or anything? I'm guessing the people at your job knew about it.
They found out that I had gotten arrested, and then they asked me to explain what happened, and when I explained, I had told them the full truth of it. I was being honest. They still allowed me to. They just basically kind of like it was I guess a warning, I guess, really just saying like you can't do that really, and just you gotta just learn from it. So but I still work there, But, yeah.
Okay. I'm going through this. You were saying like, you're young and you were trying to really beat around the bush on what you wanted, and then finally you just said you trying to smash, but you said the F word instead. You said you're trying to F. You did tell her that you were going to stop and get condoms. And obviously, you said right here, never mind, I'm getting ready. I'm going to head to Walgreens to pick up a condom, then head to your place. Anything you said right here, when do your parents get back? Had this been a real 13-year-old, I know your person.
Can I say something?
Yeah, you can say something.
At the part where, about me getting the condom, I'm not making an excuse for it, right? But I remember, like, it was crazy because when she had sent a video, like before she actually gave me that idea, right? Because before I wasn't even thinking about a condom, right? Or like I don't even know what I was thinking. I just brought up the idea of doing that or meeting with her but like I don't really even know if I was like really. It's because like basically she had told me like she made a video and said, so if you're coming, are you gonna bring a condom? Like if we're gonna really fuck, are you gonna bring a condom? That's what she had said. And I guess when I seen that video, I was like, of her when she made that video before I had even had the idea. I was like, bro, this girl isn't even 13 for real, bro. And not that's an excuse because the moment she had told me she was 13, I should have cut off all conversation and everything, But I just have to make that point, I guess, that whenever she had made that video that gave me the idea to even get a condom, it's like she was like. I don't know, man. I was like, dang, man, she doesn't even look the age that she had. And I'm like, bro, so I was like, okay, we're good then. because she's really not 13. And so that's, I guess, what was really going on in my head at that time. That, I really was truly convinced that she wasn't the age that she was, 'cause, like, she had sent a video of herself, of her current self, and she was obviously a 21 like me at the time. I know I figured out the decoys, age, and I kind of had a feeling like, yo, I'm actually, but not to make any excuse of it, because I know that she had told me she was 13, and at that moment I should have blocked her. So yeah, I just wanted to make that point.
I mean, even before the condom, like, you're the one who initiated having sex.
Of course. That's what
so
I'm saying.
if she didn't, if the decoy never said anything about condoms, you would have never brought a condom.
I mean, yeah, I don't think I would have, honestly. Like, in that particular, at that time, I don't think I would have, because she gave me the idea. You know what I'm saying? Or like, because like I wouldn't have thought about that. Yeah.
Okay, you're saying she gave you the idea to bring a condom, but she didn't give you the idea to have sex.
Yeah, she didn't give me the idea to have sex, no. But I mean, yeah, I own up to that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, she didn't give me that idea, but I don't even know if I would have even honestly gone through with that. Like, especially if I actually seen if she was really like that young. You know what I'm saying? I guess whenever I saw the video, and then whenever we had FaceTimed, I was like, yo, this girl is definitely my age. You know what I mean? And it's true. You know what I mean? But not to say that that's what is the normal thing, was once they tell you that their age, then it's done. So I already learned from that. I'm not saying that I am making an excuse for that. I'm just simply saying that at that moment, at that time, that's how I felt within myself, that, yo, she's not 13.
I don't doubt that you felt that, but I don't think you felt that in a sense of, oh no, I'm good. I think you were using that as a way to cope with what you were going through, because you were saying things to her like, will anybody see me? Like, will any neighbors see me? Anything like that, like, nobody's worried about that when they're meeting somebody their age,
Exactly.
Nobody's worried about neighbors seeing them.
Exactly. I definitely was asking it because of the fact that she told me she was that at 13. So so I own up to that.
No, I mean, I do believe you own up to it.
Yeah.
So back to my hypothetical when you said send the address. I'm trying to F for real now. So I guess my next thing would be, had this been a real 13-year-old, what would have stopped you? What would have stopped you if she was okay with it, when obviously, obviously a child like that can't consent, but if she was okay with it, gave you her address, you come over there, and obviously no neighbors saw you or nothing, what would have stopped you?
What would have stopped me?
Seeing her friends saying that she was 13.
I mean, honestly, like I said, I mean, I guess what I basically explained before,
Is someone else in the room with you?
Oh, I mean, it's my mom basically just came out like the shower or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. But like, basically what I explained before, that, you know what I mean, that basically, I guess if she was like, if I actually like, realizing that she was actually that young, or like if I had really, I don't think I would even actually have gone through with it, because I've never actually done anything like that before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't think I.
But you see, it's so hard to say. I want to have, because it's one thing when, like, even the guys that don't show up and we go to their place and talk to them, like, even when they say like that's why I didn't show up, because she was this young. But even in the messages, they still go on about how they wanted to do that stuff with her. They just wuss out or whatever. What's alarming in your situation is she tells you her age. Before you hop on the call on her, you say you want to F. After you hop on the call with her, you say, I really want to F now. You start asking her to send the address, the condom, all of this. So it's like, it's hard for other people to see, hey, at this point, when Obie's going to show up, he would have known to stop himself, when before there were so many other points to stop yourself. And the only thing that stopped you, truly, at the end of the day, was not yourself, but us.
My mom basically just came, she was asking if she wanted to talk to you. I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, she could talk to me, of course. Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, so yes, I am his mom.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm okay. I told him, so I'm surprised that he got on the phone with you, that he would need somebody other than us listening to all of this, like counsel, because Obina, regardless of, I truly believe that it was. I mean, you're a young man. Yes, there's certain things that you probably wouldn't do, but I don't really feel that he was thinking straight. And he always told me that he never really believed that she was 13. But that aside, he still went there, fine. But his life has been hell because of all the snarky remarks from a lot of people who have seen this video. So I don't really know what you're doing right now. I mean, I don't know if what is it? What your real intentions are here. I really don't. I'm just coming in on the tail end of things. So can you please tell me what your true intentions are with talking to him and still going back 2 years ago, where Obina has learned a lot and then has been through a lot.
Yes,
right
ma'am.
now.
I can. So, you know, genuinely, I don't do this for everybody. Obie's the first person I've ever even really had a conversation with after the fact. I don't know how much of the work you followed me after or what I've done, but we have gotten a lot of arrests and a lot of convictions. We've gotten a lot of people off the streets that were doing a lot of very evil things. And out of everybody I've caught, I've always held this sentiment, and Obie can attest to this. I told him, like, you know, like, even in the moment, I felt really bad. Not the fact of, you know, I felt bad that he made a decision like this, especially after he had at first told her I wasn't going to come, but then he came back out of nowhere to hit her back up himself. So I know you're saying, like, oh, what is your intention with this? Well, my intention with this is, out of everybody I've ever caught in, he's the least bad guy out of everybody that I actually think would learn something from this situation, right? And that actually genuinely felt remorse. So it's one thing talking to him in the moment, like when you're caught with your pants down, quite literally, and asking him why you're doing it. Why did you do this? And that was a whole nother thing where it's been 2 years, you know, he's gone through a lot of emotions, you've gone through a lot of emotions, all these different things. Now, you can have a clearer conversation of like, hey, what made you go through with this? Why were you thinking like this? What didn't stop you? And so I hope that makes sense.
That part does. One thing that I do know is that my son was minding his own business after he had gone on that, is it the chat site or whatever, minding his own business. And this young lady texted him or got his attention again and asked him, you know, what did she say to you?
I mean, I basically had already basically explained that to him, like how, you know, there was multiple times where I would just ignore her, but like they would reach back out to me. But I mean, of course, it was me that brought up the idea of, you know, actually meeting. But they would always, every time I would like ignore, they would end up reaching back to me saying, "Hey, like, yo, how come you don't speak to me anymore? Like, what are you doing? Why aren't you talking anymore?" Like that's what would happen in the chat log.
Well, here, ma'am, have you seen the chat logs?
No, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, wait, let me ask your mom something. Have you seen the chat logs, ma'am?
I have not seen his chat logs, but I heard what he told me.
So,
about that
you know, you got to
particular
realize also this is 2 years ago. Like, I have the chat logs right here with me right now. I read through it, and the reason why I know what he's saying isn't what happened is because before this all went down, my team had let me know that he had first reached out, but after he found out the age, he entertained it a little bit, but then he went away. And we all congratulated him. Like, we were like, oh man, I genuinely said that's good, because I saw what he said he was doing, he was working and all that. And I actually see myself a lot in your son. You know, I used to work at the grocery store that he worked at, all these different things, yada, yada, yada. And so I was happy. And then a couple days later, fast forward, I get told again, oh no, he hit us back up wanting to do this again. You know, I don't want you to think, and if you want, ma'am, I can send this to you. I don't want you to think that we were over here pestering him and like, hey, talk to us, because, you know, like, trust us, we don't need to do that to get these guys. If they want to come, and that would actually affect the case. And ma'am, I can genuinely tell you right now, you know, and I'm sure Obie doesn't want me to read everything out loud, and, you know, I'm gonna not read everything out loud to, you know, spare him from that for you, since you haven't read it. But I can promise you, ma'am, what he told you happened, that did not happen. No, ma'am.
That she didn't she call? Didn't she text you? And yeah, you just said, Gideon, that she did try to find out, whether he was still interested. So anyway, the my bottom. Uh huh. Go ahead.
I didn't say that. She didn't call. She didn't ask him to see if he was still interested.
No. See, my mom's not really like understanding it properly. Basically, what I'm just trying to say is that, of course, I actually was the one that initiated the whole thing of meeting up. What I'm trying to say is that, like you said, there was a point where I just kind of like went away and I stopped, and then, like you said, y'all congratulated me, and then obviously I came back, whatever. But like but that's what I mean. You know what I mean? That's all I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to tell the truth, even though there are all these points that you're making, like, okay, he knew she was 13, this, that, and the other, but he was lonely too, I think, at that time. And so
No. See, no. This is why I didn't do it. Because like the reason why, like, look, she's not really understanding. Because like even like using the thing of, oh, I was lonely. It's not an excuse. I'm not trying to say it's an excuse for doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to even excuse anything what I'm trying to do. I literally went on this call for just pure honesty with you, right? And just to be completely honest and to just show you that I learned from my mistake. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to like, you know what I mean, be on this thing of, oh yeah, I don't like what I.
it's okay. No.
No, ma'am. I really want you to listen to what he's saying, because this is the reason, right? What he just said right there is the reason why I wanted to talk to him. You're giving him like, and you're his mom, right? You're his mom. You're always you're gonna look at him like the little bear, right? But to the rest of the world, he's not a little bear anymore. He's a grown bear, and on top of that, he's a black man as well. So he's a grown man and he's a black man, and so the world's not gonna baby him how you're gonna baby him. I'm not saying it's bad how you are, but the world's gonna see it for how it is, right? You're not gonna ever see it for how it is because you're his mother. And I respect the hell out of the fact that he stopped you, from babying him, because it would have been so easy for him to give that excuse of, oh, I was lonely, oh, I was depressed. There is no level of loneliness, there is no level of depression that can get you to do that. You know what I mean, ma'am? Because we have men who are married, have happy lives, all of this, who are doing the exact same thing. So this isn't an issue of loneliness. This isn't an issue of depression. This isn't an issue of can't get anybody, because he told her, he's a young man. He could definitely get a girl his age, and so that's why we were.
The thing is, I just never really attempted to try to get a girl, get a girl in general. That was another part of my problem. Like I never really even made the attempt. You know what I'm saying? Like especially like from like school or like anywhere outside, you know what I mean? So I was basically I would just like, so that was pretty much what my problem was. That's how I ended up even trying to meet somebody from online. Like even the first girl that I had met before that, which was 19 at the time, was from online. I never actually attempted to meet any girls that were, in person or like that had, from school or from church or something like that. So that was part of like what even got me in like I'm not saying it's an excuse for me to do what I did, like talk to somebody on that age. I'm saying I'm just saying like to talk to somebody online essentially.
And I appreciate you for being honest with your mom and owning up that like you made this mistake. It was you. There was no outside factors, and ma'am, I genuinely believe that. Thank God it was us, because had that been a real 13-year-old, your son wouldn't be in your home right now with you. You know what I mean, ma'am?
I hear you, but look, I want this to be over with because it's hell. And okay, yeah, you're going to say, well, and the comments that have been made out there, they don't really know Obie, the real Obie. And I'm fed up.
Ma'am, do you have a daughter?
I don't, but I understand where you're trying to go with this, and I thought about it in that manner also. So all I'm saying at this point is that you don't know what he's gone through, so you can, stay there and say all that you want to say about what he did. I'm not excusing him either, but all I'm saying is that from here forth, yes, we would like something where it shows that he understands the situation and that we want to move on because it is hell. It is absolute hell. This is not good. And if you're looking at your future in the long run, it's just, I don't know what to say. Because this, what you did, you posted him on if you really wanted to help him, why didn't you just talk to him instead of posting him like you did? You posted him on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You went everywhere with that. So tell me how you were helping him.
I wasn't there to help him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not there. Do you think
so then
I was doing what I was doing to help? Ma'am, you think whenever I'm out here catching predators, I'm there to help the predators?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, dude, I only let my mom speak not because I'm like trying to say that I was literally just trying to give you her input or whatever, just to like be like I said, like just to bring clarity and honesty. But me personally, I own up to my mistake. Like I already said.
Yeah.
Just stop it.
I already owned up to my mistake. That's what I'm just trying to say. That's the reason why I even went on this call. You know what I mean? Because like I genuinely respect what you're doing. Like I actually respect you.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that, you know what I mean, like how this is like affected, my life. But I understand that that's the consequence of what I did. I've already learned from that. It's been you think after like almost now like 2 years now that I haven't even learned from anything, bro. I literally it's just like old news for me, dude. Like.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to I went on this call just to like show you that, I'm literally just like, matured and, I'm just trying to like live a normal life.
Have you explored any romantic relationships in the last 2 years with more people your age?
Yeah, actually, yeah. There's yeah.
You're trying to also focus on school.
But I haven't really like it wasn't anything like nothing to like, you know what I mean? So
I'm gonna say this last thing to your mom, and I mean this not to be disrespectful at all, but this I feel like is a very big problem in the Black community, is that parents don't hold their kids to accountability.
That's not true, Gideon.
Like okay.
Yeah, you're stepping too far there because you don't know me, first of all, and don't generalize. Because when I found out about this, I was heartbroken. And I did speak with Obie. I didn't expect that from my child because that's not the child I raised, okay?
I understand that. I'm not saying it to be in a disrespectful way. The thing that I'm trying to say is, in the Black community, this, we're all African Americans here. So this. When Pookie or Ray Ray get in a shootout with the cops and Pookie and Ray Ray die, the mama comes on the screen saying how good her boy is, how good her baby was, how he never, even though he has a rap sheet longer than nobody. And I'm not saying, Obie's some criminal mastermind and he has some long rep sheet, and I'm not saying you raised him wrong. But what I am saying is, he came on here to admit to his wrong that he did, right? And you are undermining the significance of what he's doing coming on here, while he's coming on here to be a man saying, hey, you know what, this isn't me covering my butt because I'm caught in the moment and I don't want to go to jail. This is him 2 years later coming on the platform to say, hey, this is me as a man. I made this mistake a long time ago. It's been 2 years. I own up to it and I did this. And he was doing that, but you came in being Mama Bear, trying to protect him when he has to be a man, and men have to own up to the mistakes they make. And
it's not only about being a man, Gideon. It's also your tactic.
I think my mom just talking about the fact that you just posted me everywhere. I think that's what she was just talking about. That's really all. She's not really saying. She's not even saying that the fact that you caught me or whatever. Yeah. She was just talking about like the fact that I just got posted everywhere. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really.
But you know what? The thing is, I'm not a respecter of persons. The same. Yeah. I've caught in people younger. I've caught in people younger than Obie, and I posted them. Right. And granted, a lot of the people, I'm not a respecter of persons. I didn't just single out Obie, and then I caught somebody else that did the same thing that Obie did. And I was like, oh man, you're young, bro. I'm gonna let you slide. No, because that would compromise me. That will compromise
Sure.
me and our mission, you know? And I'm never going to have that. But also, I am a respectful person to an extent because I've never done this before. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. So you're saying,
Well, you know what? I must say, Gideon, you know, I was shocked. I really was that when you reached out, I said, then I began to wonder, is that the real Gideon? You know, because maybe there's somebody pretending to be him because why would you reach out? So this is new. This is grand, I would say, that you are reaching out to him. And this is the first time too and the first person. So I'm not, you know, looking at this as something small. I'm looking at it as something great. I guess what you were hearing is just, yes, an upset mother because of all the things that have happened since then. I'm not knocking what you're trying to do at this point. I respect that. And, you know, I do appreciate that you reached out to him. And so I don't know if you're going to be doing that on a regular with some of the people that you feel may have changed, but it's a grand thing because those that maybe are in his same shoes that, you know, you might be wanting to reach out to them too. I figured that you might be.
well,
But
we're going to worry about one person at a time. And right now, I'm worried about Obie, you know? The same way I put him out there, I'm going to let him have his redemption. So if you don't mind, Mama Bear, I promise you, your cub is safe. Me and him, we're going to continue this conversation, and you can hop back in later, okay?
That's fine. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
I probably should have done this like in a more, but then again, like in a more secluded area. So it's just between me and you. But I actually am happy that I was able to just do it in the open because at first I thought she was just going to be where she was at, but then it was good that we you were able to speak to my mom though. So
you know what? I'm glad that I actually got to talk to you because it may have still continued just being a conversation between you and me. But, you know, I with you talking to me, then it's, you know, at least had me feel maybe a little bit more at ease of, you know, where you're trying to go with this. But I don't really know how it's all gonna, because you're gonna post this or?
I am gonna post it.
Okay.
I'm gonna post me talking with him, and whether you realize it or not, you made him look. The fact that he interrupted you and took responsibility, where you were trying to protect him, you actually made him look better because that showed his true character. But like I said, Mama Bear, we're gonna finish this convo because we were getting real good.
Yeah.
We can talk to you later, okay?
Okay, no problem. I'm gone.
Okay. Nah, man, Obie, I was not expecting that, man. It would have been very easy for you to.
yeah.
It would have been very easy for you to just fold in and go with your mom and be like, oh yeah, but you know what? I have to give you credit where credit's due, man. I really do respect that, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, you know, I respect what you're doing too, man. Like honestly, I think the problem is though, I guess is I can't lie. It was kind of funny. Like whenever you had put in the title, I caught a fan trying to be like. I'm not gonna lie. I knew who you were because I knew you were a famous YouTuber at the time. But to be fair, I didn't even know you were even making Predcatch content, and I never even knew about Predcatch content until I got caught in one myself. You know, you see what I'm saying?
So there was no doubting. So there wasn't even a thought in your mind. So it was either she's a real 13-year-old or she's just pretending to be 13. There wasn't no thought of like cops or not. No, you did ask about cops.
I did. I mean, no, I never said anything about like me like think. Wait, hold on. My bad. Sorry, I kind of got confused. What were you talking about again? I was just talking about the title.
So you weren't a fan of the channel?
Well, like, yeah, I didn't, because I don't think I was ever like. I only saw one video of you, like, which was years before you made Predcatch content. Is essentially what I'm trying to say. So I knew who you were as a famous YouTuber, because like you're a famous YouTuber. So I knew who you were. That's why whenever you had called me, I was like, Jadian. So like that was the only reason. But like, not that I was. Like, not that I'm saying that your content is whack or anything. I'm not saying. I'm just simply saying at the time I genuinely didn't I didn't really like watch you like that, or like, you know what I mean? That I wasn't like a full blown fan, if that makes sense. So I kind of found the title like kind of not really true to an extent, like in terms of the fan aspect. But I mean, to be honest, I do like respect you though, and I actually wouldn't mind, become like, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, I guess, have you kept up seeing other people we've caught, or have you tried to just
For sure.
really?
For sure. I've definitely, that's whenever I really started checking you out, you know what I mean? After I got caught myself. And I was like, you know what? I actually respect what this dude is doing. At the end of the day, he's just trying to like keep kids safe. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna hate on it. You know what I mean? Because that's just like me, even myself. That's not even who I am. Like, bro, I literally don't even like. I'm not even attracted to like people that age or even trying to like. And I already have morals myself where I wouldn't have. So for me to actually have done that myself, I was even like, damn. I guess I just really just didn't care enough, or like I was dumb. Like I wasn't really thinking. You know what I mean? I was just retarded at the time, and so I'm at a place where I'm more mature. I see the reality of like this type of stuff, and it's like, yo, that's just not even something I want to actually even engage with. Like I was never attracted. Like people that know me, they know that I'm attracted to milfs, bro. Like I literally like older women, bro. I just was dumb. Like I guess I just took whatever I could get. I felt like I could get at the moment. That's really. I'm gonna be honest. I felt like, okay, this is all I can get. You know what I mean? Like I feel like because I never really made a true effort. You know what I mean? In anything, like in regards to like a real relationship. So, and that's just at that moment. I'm not saying that's how I am now in terms of like, oh, I'm like that's just what I like. I'm gonna just make that mistake. No, I'm just saying like at that time, I just felt like I just could take what I could get. Like since
So you were thinking with your head, you were thinking with your other head instead of the head.
Exactly.
Up here.
Like I wasn't like one of those dudes that were actively looking for someone that age, essentially speaking. Like I wasn't actively looking for someone.
It would be disingenuous for me to say that I think you were looking for somebody that age, but the fact that you found somebody that age and you still went through with it, it's still unacceptable.
No, of course. Like that's what I'm saying. Like me now is it's way different. Like I'm a totally different man than that person in that video. Like, so
what has changed? What changed with the Obie now and the Obie almost 2 years ago? What's the difference?
I mean, the difference is just the fact that I'm just more mature now, and not like to not do anything.
Mature in what way?
Like I understand like that it's bad to even engage with someone that age or like talk to someone that age.
So did you not think it was bad before?
I think I did think it was bad before, but I guess I think what happened in my mind was I felt like I was young myself. Now I truly understand that, I was an adult. Like I was a full adult that did that. And now it's like, it's a totally different mindset for me now. You know what I'm saying? Like I realized how sick that was. Like, and it's just like in that moment, I guess I just didn't really truly understand how sick it was. And if that makes sense. Cause I just felt like, oh, I'm 21. I'm not too old. You know what I mean? Like we're basically around, but like I realized, nah, man, that's a huge age gap, and not only that, that's a whole person now. That's a kid. You know what I mean? So like that's just it's a different mindset, man. It's a different, So
how's your relationship with God? Because you were saying you were religious. How's your relationship, your faith increased during these during the times?
Right. Mm-hmm. I definitely have had my moments. So I was like, dang, man, like I honestly, it's not like I was one of those guys that have done that before or that were trying to like do it again. It's like God, why, like how come you allowed, me to like, get, fall into this situation? And so I knew it was me. Like I'm not saying I was blaming God but more or less that like how come he allowed it to like me to get like posted everywhere and everything, and then I realized, I took accountability as a man, you know what I mean? Now, so it's like, it is what it is, you know what I mean? At the time, but my relationship with God, I would say it's good. It's been the sense that I, have learned to just like make sure I keep my morals in check, and that I don't even like go down a path even near like that anymore, or like, you know what I mean? Just to keep my morals in check, you know what I mean? To like make sure I have like a real genuine relationship with God and actually, don't do anything like that again, really. That's really the key.
Obviously, I'm not gonna say you owe me an apology, like, cause that would be stupid. Mm-hmm. But what would you want to say to the people, like the court of public opinion? Yeah, like I'm gonna give you the floor to talk to the chat, talk to people that are gonna see this video. Everybody that saw you, I would say you would just say as the down low Obie, the bad Obie, the Obie that we've evolved from. What would you want to say as you're saying you're a new Obie now, a new man with new thoughts? What would you want to say to everybody who saw that old Obie? What would you want to say to them now?
Oh yeah, I would just want to say that Like honestly, genuinely, like I really am sorry to society, like for what I did. Like honestly, I even had thoughts of not even like continuing my existence. You know what I mean? Like actually, genuinely, I've actually had thoughts of suicide multiple times after this situation, even before the situation. But the main thing, but that would be, I felt like that wouldn't be a genuine way to like come back. I felt like I would need to like explain to like everybody that I'm genuinely sorry for the even attempting to do something like that. You know, I'm even happy that I never even had anybody that I actually did something like that with. You know what I mean? Or that young. Like I'm happy I never even did anything like that. That's why I'm actually happy to like say that I never actually did that with anybody that young before. But that I am sorry for even attempting to have done something like that. So yeah, I am truly sorry about it. That I'm just totally different from that dude that you saw in that video. You know what I mean?
Well, man, you
Yeah.
know, I out of everybody, I always said I think you have the best chance to never do that again. And you know, me personally, call me naive, but I do genuinely believe you would never do something like that again. I actually
Hmm.
do believe that you learned your lesson from this. And
Yeah.
you know, I look at it like, you know, hey, God could have easily made it to where HPD arrested you, but he had them come to your house afterwards and give them a warning. So I say look
Right.
at this as a second chance at life, you know, where, you know, you're not labeled as a sex offender. You know, you can
Right.
have your job application go out there and, you know, they can look at you for your credentials instead of your past. And, you
Right.
know, I one piece of advice I would just leave you with, me personally, man, is, you know, I know the peer pressures of, you know, men today of like having sex and everything like that, but control your urges. You know what I mean? Control your urges, control those bad thoughts. You know, you have to master your thoughts. Every bad thought, you need to master those thoughts and direct them to Christ instead. And you know, and that's not just for any predatory thoughts or anything like that, but anything in life, man. And
Yeah.
you know, I am genuinely happy you didn't end your life at all. You know, I don't want you to think I wanted that. I did not want that whatsoever. And you know, I'm genuinely happy you're still here, and I genuinely respect you for having this conversation with me.
Mhm.
I think you showed a lot of sincerity. I know some people they were like, oh, he's laughing and stuff like that, but I mean,
Mhm.
I feel like I kind of know your personality. You know, you still have the same personality of when, you know, I caught you 2 years ago. You know, like I think you're
Yeah.
just the type of guy who, in kind of stressful situation, he laughs. You know, I
Yeah.
don't think
But
you're
yeah.
thinking this is a
Yeah.
joke.
People genuinely thought that, you know what I mean. Whenever I was giggling in the video, that was out of being excited, bro. I just have social anxiety. Like I just giggle whenever I'm just like I may like come off as laughing if I'm like super nervous. This is how, because I'm always nervous. You know what I mean? So that's really what that was, honestly. Tell the truth with you.
And do you?
And also just being in such a new situation. Like, dude, that was like I said, I never done that before. That was a new situation for me. So it's like one of those situations where it's just nerve wracking. Like, yo, so I might have been smiling if I like was smiling in that video, especially. It was more of just like trying to like cope with how I was feeling inside. Like it was genuinely just like nervousness. You know what I mean? Like that's just a natural reaction to being, you know, but for the right reasons, of course. Like if I was doing something bad in that time, like I owned up to my mistake. You know what I mean? Like I already owned up to that.
I appreciate your time, Obie.
Yeah.
Two questions I have. First,
Yeah.
do you think going through this ordeal, the video being posted, all of
Yeah.
that, do you think that in the long run, it was in the benefit of you to make you better, to never go down that path again?
I do. Like I genuinely do think that it was it was meant, like it was, I wouldn't say it was meant to be. Like I wouldn't prefer that, but like it
Yeah.
definitely did help. It definitely did help me like understand, like there's consequences to doing stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? Or evil shit like that. So like I went up to that. Yeah.
You know, genuinely, you know, like I said, like you genuinely don't owe me an apology or anything, but because you personally didn't do anything to me, you know, just your
Hmm.
actions. But you know, if it
Yeah.
means anything, you know, I forgive you. I forgive you, and
I appreciate it, man.
do think I do think you from here on out, you could be a betterment for society.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, Obie, man. Thank you for your time. You have a blessed rest of
Yeah.
your day, my guy.
Oh, yeah, you too, man. Appreciate you. And I really appreciate you actually even reaching out and also giving me this opportunity to even talk to you. You know what I mean? And that, yeah, man. I appreciate you, bro.
No problem, man. Peace.
Yeah, take it, man.
And that was the interview, chat. You know, I know a lot of people are gonna be mad. I know a lot of people are not gonna be happy with the fact that I had an interview with somebody I caught before. But if I was gonna have an interview with anybody, you know, I was like, you know what? I would have it be with Obie first. I said I would have it be with Obie. You know, I tried to be fair, and I also had to be stern at some points. You know, I didn't want to just pretend like what happened didn't happen. It's like, bro, if these guys don't go to jail, they have to change. I don't think you guys realize that. Not everybody we catch is gonna be going to jail or gonna be, you know, locked away forever. You know what I mean? Or they're gonna get out. So they have to change. They have to. For the betterment of all of us, they have to change. And you know what? I think at 22, I genuinely do believe that Obie will change, man. But it was a rocky start when his mom came. I was like, oh man, I thought it was gonna, I was like, oh no. But what do you guys think, man? W prayed, guy took responsibility and realizes how bad he messed up. People in chat who aren't forgiving this guy is just straight up immature. You gotta forgive, chat, man. You gotta forgive, man. You got to. Because you can ostracize people to be like even worse monsters. Oh, they think I'm a monster? Oh, I'm gonna show them a monster. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to be out here making any more monsters. Do you think you should delete the vid now? I'm thinking about that, man. I'm thinking about that, you know? It's not, like, genuinely, it's not on some, oh, man, I'm trying to keep the money coming in or anything like that. Like, I'm genuinely thinking about it. I'm thinking about it, and I'm gonna have to sit back and I'm gonna have to pray about it, chat. I'm gonna have to pray about it. And that's gonna be a discussion with me and God. You feel me? I'm gonna talk with God about that, and we shall see.